Trump fires heads of TSA and Coast Guard and guts key aviation safety advisory committee. Why are you bringing this up, Good Trouble? This was from 8 days ago. Well, you, like me, are just finding out about a tragedy that happened in Washington, D.C. involving a commercial airliner, 60 passengers, and a Black Hawk helicopter, and their collision over a fucking body of water. I will reiterate that he fired the head of the Coast Guard and the head of the TSA and eliminated all members of a key aviation security advisory group 8 days ago. I've been trying to be rational about this. Can you actually lay the blame at the feet of the new Trump administration for this tragedy? Is that reasonable? And I go between that and going, any fire-breathing, knuckle-dragging MAGA conservative would have looked at Joe Biden through white-hot, rage-filled eyes had he got an aviation safety committee a week before a tragedy unfolded like this. And they would have absolutely fucking blamed Joe Biden. So guess what? Guess what? I think I'm about there. This is just one in a sea of regulatory committees that he is seeking to disband so that he can consolidate power, and this is going to be the result. Maybe not a mid-air collision, but people are going to get sick, people are going to go poor, people are going to get hurt, and it's by design. And I'll fucking never forgive you assholes. Not never.
This man, the only thing more entertaining than his penchant for lying is his abject ignorance. Let's listen to this interview, and then we'll come back and just fact-check history.
Because tariffs, we were our wealthiest in the 1890s.
We were the wealthiest in the 1890s? Maybe your family was the wealthiest in the 1890s before you lost all their money. But America, not quite. Admittedly, I'm no expert. I know the law way better than I know economy, but I'm pretty confident when I tell you that I'm sure America reached its peak economic prosperity in the 1950s when it's producing 50% of the world's GDP. But this guy goes on in his interview and says this about McKinley.
We're going to rename Mount McKinley into Mount McKinley because he was a great president from Ohio, he was a senator from Ohio. He was a very successful businessman who believed strongly in tariffs.
Now, 3 things I know for a fact about McKinley. Number 1, not a senator, never been a senator. He was a representative, he was governor of Ohio, and then he became president, but he wasn't a senator. Number 2, he was not a successful businessman. In fact, he wasn't even a businessman at all. This guy was a lawyer. And number 3, his tariffs, the McKinley tariffs, did America absolutely no good. While they had short-term effects on more revenues for the government and short-term protection of certain industries, the McKinley tariffs are universally considered to be the root cause of the Depression of 1893, also known as the Panic of 1893. You might want to Google it. So I know I'm not going to shock most of you, but you probably shouldn't listen to this guy.
The American far-right party are Nazis. The American far-right party are Nazis. Donald Trump is a Nazi. Elon Musk, Nazi. The moves that the Donald Trump government has made in the last week since taking power are directly from the Nazi playbook. It is imperative that we start calling these people what they are. They are Nazis. In 1933, Adolf Hitler was elected to his second term in office. Why is this important? He was also convicted of a felony during his first term. Why is this important? He started removing the birthright citizenship for Jewish folks and rounding them up for mass deportations. Also, in 1933, the Nazi Party targeted the first ever trans healthcare clinic that was located in Germany. They also had a library attached to their clinic that was filled with history of trans and queer people from around the world. That was the first Nazi book burning. They targeted specific birthright citizenship and trans people first. Also, in 1933, Hitler appointed a bunch of oligarchs, a bunch of ultra-wealthy people to his cabinet. That created a plutocracy and basically a circle jerk around him to just enable his behavior. What does that sound like? We are up against Nazis. This is not a joke. This is not fear-mongering. This is what we are dealing with in this day and age. If we are not so fucking strategic and so fucking careful about our next moves as a society and as a left-leaning party, I don't want to even talk to the Democrats because I'm sick of y'all and your respectability politics, but like leftists, we need to get our fucking shit together because we are up against Nazis. And the last time that a Nazi party rose to power, millions and millions of people died. I'll be fucking damned. I'll be fucking damned if I am not part of the resistance against that.
This is for Democratic leadership and Democrats in power. I don't know what you're doing if you're acting like things are normal. You are not protecting the norms because the norms are gone. At this point, your choice is to protect the country or to protect yourself. And it feels like too many of you are making the wrong choice. Your role at this moment in history as the opposition to a rising authoritarian party is to vocally and resolutely oppose the complete destruction of our institutions, our Constitution, and our rule of law before it's too late. Your job is to convince any reasonable Republican to join you in doing that. Your job is to stand up for the American people and our health and our safety, even the ones that voted for this, because most of them didn't vote for this Project 2025 shit show, this purge of government corruption watchdogs, the complete shutdown of cancer research, or the public's knowledge of health information or food recalls. We didn't vote to invade Mexico or buy Greenland. We didn't vote to send less money to veterans and more money to private prisons. We didn't vote for the billionaires to get everything while we got nothing. So your job is to be loud and clear that that is what's happening and then to get in the way. Did you learn nothing from working with Republicans over the past 10 years? You obstruct, you deny, you be annoying, you get your face in front of every media camera and you say, this is outrageous. And then you tell us what this is because these placid tweets and business as usual language that you're using, it's infuriating. And it doesn't make you look like the grown-up in the room. It makes you look like the patsy. It makes you look weak and feckless. And Donald Trump eats the weak for breakfast. He was born a bully and he wants to be a dictator. And if you seem uncertain, he's going to exploit it. Roy Cohen taught him that. Never apologize, never back down. This man just mass released violent criminals from jail and then pulled the security detail of his political enemies. What do you think the result of that is going to be? We literally now have a free-for-all to kill everyone from Dr. Fauci to Bill Barr, and you're out here tweeting about gas prices. Please, on behalf of literally the majority of this country who still believe in democracy and human rights and personal freedoms, find your fight or get out of the way for the warriors that we need, because the president is surrounded by yes men. So we need you out here saying no.
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time, oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. It's gonna be a good time. The time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth. He's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time, oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. Hi. Hi there. Well, hello. Testing, 1, 2, 3. As per our usual, let me know if you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. I got a green light on the mic, so I think I'm good. I think you guys can hear me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 9:18 a.m. Pacific time in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. I've got thumbs ups from Aaron. Thank you so much. So here we are. Another day and another horrible day under Trump, right? You saw in the clip there the guy talking about the airplane crash, tragic last night, tragedy, a horrible thing last night. And hey, this happened under Trump's watch. This is under Trump's watch, right? So Trump deserves, I think, just put all the blame on Trump. I don't give a fuck whose fault it really was. This was under your watch, Trump. You chump. And this is just a precursor of things to come. When you cut all these departments and you put in these shills, this is just a little glimpse of what's to come. We're in for a really bad 4 years. I hate to start off on such a negative note. You know, I try to be positive, but it's hard to be positive right now. It really is. Anyhow, saying, looking at the chat, it looked like Nick Rich might have been first, although he says he was like number 3. Oh, I know why, because I already liked it. Is it wrong of me to like my own posts and my own things? I know I've heard people give people shit about liking their own post. Well, hey man, you try to get the numbers up any way you can. So anyhow, Nick Rich is first in the chat. Look like, well, William's here. Good morning to William. Chris Doug's here. Good morning to Chris Doug. Deborah Murphy. Good to see you. Carrie C. Good to see Carrie C. in the driver's lounge. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, Chris Doug here. Deborah Murphy. Aaron West and Jolie both here. We are at full mod capacity. Thanks, Aaron and Jolie, for being here and helping out with the occasional troll, and with helping me drop, links that I need to do and all that kind of stuff, and helping to, stimulate the conversations and all that all that good stuff. Let's see. Tamara Price is here. Hello to Tamara. Jeff Curry, the very unfunny Jeff Curry, does not tell jokes. Will not tell jokes until Sunday, I think. Yeah, there's Jackie. Hello, Jackie. Deborah Murphy. Carrie C. I have been riding a roller coaster. This is going to be a lot of 4 years. Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah. Just let's just try to get through it, man. And on the one hand, yeah, we need to stay active as far as like knowing the issues and making sure we can vote and all that, and making sure we get out and vote and all that good stuff. But also, we need maybe some good hobbies and some things that help take our mind off of some of this stuff. Otherwise, we will just go completely stark raving crazy. So if you, hey man, try pickleball or something. I don't know. That's the craze all the kids are doing. And uh, I don't know. Get into quilting or whatever, crochet, uh, jigsaw puzzles, whatever. Collect yard gnome collecting, whatever it is. We got to do something. You got to do something that can take your mind off of this horribleness that is Donald Trump, but not to the extent that we just let him get away with everything. We just ignore it and let him get it. We got to call him out, and we got to call MAGA out for all this bullshit. But I was trying to find a fine balance between having something, a hobby or something that's going to take your mind off of this shit for a while, take a break from it, but also don't get so disengaged that you just, let them get away with it. We can't let Trump and MAGA get away with this shit. We can't let them get away with this shit. We can't do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna let them get away with it. Yeah, Paula was watching the confirmation hearings for Kash Patel. I was watching it also. It says they're on a short break right now, or break, some type of a break. I was watching a little bit of it, and yeah, it's just. And I saw what John Kennedy and that guy should be. It should somehow be illegal that guy has that name. But anyhow, just disgusting the way he was just smooching up to Patel. Hey, Walter Makarovich is here. Walter says, "Good morning, Chuck and John." And the great orange face leader is in front of camera, blaming everyone but Trump, transportation deregulation. Like I said, I'm going to blame Trump. This is under your watch, buddy. This happened under your watch. So it's, come on, Trump, man up. Man up. You can't stand the heat. Get the fuck out of the kitchen, Trump. That's all I got to say about that. That's probably not all I got to say. Let's see. Just scrolling on down. Brooklyn 471 is here. It's freezing. We're over there. Let's see. Dr. Murphy, I only blame Trump for the aviation crash. That's what we got to do. Blame Trump. Dude, you wanted to be president so goddamn bad. This is the price, man. You when shit happens, you have to fucking shoulder the responsibility, and you got to take the blame, whether you're to blame or not. That's part of the office, man. That's part of the responsibility of the office, dude. So fuck you, Trump. You are responsible, and not only that, you are responsible in a way because of the way you want to just defund everything and put in shitty people as the heads of these departments. Sehal says Trump said they shouldn't have been at the same height. He doesn't understand height. I guess we're talking about the helicopter and the plane. I guess is that what we're talking about? He doesn't understand height. Doesn't make a fuck how being the same height at the same time. That's a problem. Robert Perez says I'm here in San Diego East Courthouse. Okay, I hope everything's going okay with being at the courthouse. And there's a jackass with a MAGA hat. Good thing I'm in court, or I would have told him where he could stuff his MAGA hat. Fuck them all. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't want anyone to get into fights and get in trouble. But yeah, I understand the sentiment. Man. These fucking maggots. They, like I keep saying, they're gonna FAFO, and we're gonna be in the faux part of the FAFO part. But the bad thing about it is that it doesn't just affect them; it affects us too. MJ Daniel says DJT couch sniffer. And all the rest of the Republican Party are true evil, and they are monsters. Nothing will move me on that. They are evil. I think they are evil pieces of shit. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I added the piece of shit, but for emphasis. Deborah Murphy, true Trump fired her. Why? Or she having a woman? I don't know who he fired, but Walter Makarovich also attacking again. Any reporter that brings up a good, true question is he's disgraceful. Marsha's here. Hey, Marsha, good to see you. Thanks for joining us here in the driver's lounge, as per always. Just skipping on down. Looks like we got a super chat. I'll get to it in a second here. Looks like I'll be there. Thank you so much. I'll give you a preemptory or a yippee, and I'm scrolling down. We're going to scroll down and see who it was. MJ Daniel, according to Air Schittler and VP Couch Sniffer, that plane crashed because of DEI. Oh my God! Did they really say that? Are they really saying that? Oh my fucking God! Michael McGann, you look alive, John. I am alive. I do. Look, I'm glad I don't look dead. There's Chris Doug. Let's see. I'm just skipping on down. MJ Daniel, America has gone down the rabbit hole of evil. Michael McAndrew said, I said we need to buckle up. I forgot to say, get your parachutes ready. It's horrible. That crash is just so horrible. So fucking horrible. And Trump needs to, in all seriousness, he needs to take this seriously, and he needs to appoint people who are serious about heading these departments. Of course, you could probably ask me what am I taking? What am I taking? And can I share? It sounds like I'm high right now, I guess. Hey, there it is. Oh no, it was we got a $2 super sticker from Dancing Dog. Thank you so much. Dancing Dog says that press conference was a Marx Brothers level farce. Thank you, Dancing Dog. You get a yippee to Dancing Dog for that $2 super sticker, super chat. I always forget. I guess if you chat, then I guess it's a super chat. All right, Dancing Dog, thank you. I don't know if I've seen you in here before, so welcome to the Driver's Lounge, and welcome to the channel. And I hope you like and subscribe and share and all that good stuff, and hang out with us. So yeah, that was great. Deborah Marie says my son started making me talk when he gets home from work. Okay. Michael McAndrews, yep, John, got to stay healthy, yet keep aware. Brooklyn, New York, 471 says, I try to manage my MAGA anxiety by only watching TJ's show. Well, okay. I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Chris Doug says, and Hillary pulled the trigger at Benghazi. Yeah. Dancing Dog 60. He was as jittery as a 4-year-old with his hand caught in the cookie jar. Big Dog NC says, I just bought a fuck Trump sticker for my truck, but it's in sign language. Too cool. Wow. Here's Mike Hartman. His aviation secretary was on MTV's Real World and then Fox News contributors. Jesus Christ. Yeah. And there's the super stick 499 from Big Dog NC. Thank you so much for the super sticker. One or the other. And so much you gotta sneeze and you're gonna get a yippee for Big Dog NC. Getting a double there. A sneeze and a yippee. Thank you there, Big Dog. Michael McAndrews says Trump's double is looking pretty bad lately. Talking about doubles, what's the deal with Melania? So at the inauguration, she wore a hat and it was low, so you couldn't really see her eyes. And I made the joke, but it may have been just an astute observation that that was a double, because I said, I made a joke like, Melania's double she is there or whatever. I don't remember the exact way I said it, but I said something about that being a double. And then I saw, wasn't she the one? Because last week when the Trump was in California with the for the fires, and they did the hearing, they did a little press conference or whatever it was, and then next to him was a woman wearing a ball cap with their hat down like this, and I was like, "Is that Melania?" But you couldn't tell because she had her hat so low. You can't see the top of her face. And again, I'm thinking, is this just a double? And so they're putting the hat down so that it's hard to see who she really is? Was that really her? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? When Trump was in California and he was sitting at this table, and the mayor was on one side, and there was some other dude on the other side, and then right next to him was this what appears to be an attractive young lady. But the hat was so low. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was a young lady or a woman. I'm not sure who it was, but I thought maybe it was Melania. So I'm seeing, and if that was Melania, then I'm seeing some sort of a trend here where she's wearing her hat really down low like this. That leads me to believe that maybe that's just a double or something. They can't get the real Melania to come out with him because she can't stand to be near him. So they're using doubles, maybe. I don't know. Whatever the case is, she's doing this with her headgear. And I find it odd, and I also find it odd that I didn't hear anyone in any other show make mention of it. That's why I'm wondering, was that even Melania? Like, am I crazy? I don't know. Anyhow, Melania, this is how you wear it. This is how you wear it, girl. You kind of up a little bit. Whoopsies. Oopsie daisies. What have I done? All right, just scrolling on down. We got Dancing. Dancing Dog 60 says, I was in the Fox News chat during his press conference, and there were so many of us MSTK3 ing Trump. It was great. Dancing Dog 60 says, like Hal says, you have to mock him. Yes, he's going to be awful, but don't forget to mock him. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I was going to do. Dancing Dog, he blamed Obama. When was Obama president last? 2015? 2016? I mean, 2017? I guess, the inauguration when Trump became president was 2017. So Obama was last president in January of 2017, right? Am I doing this right? Am I doing the math right? Wait, 08 to 12 to yeah, I guess. I can't believe how time has gone by so fast. And he's blaming Obama? Really? Motherfucker? Come on. The man doesn't even have balls enough to take any responsibility whatsoever. He is such a chicken shit little coward, Donald Trump is. He can't even be a man and just go, hey, he doesn't have to go. He doesn't have to come out and say, hey, this is all on me. But he can at least, stop blaming Obama, or Biden, or blaming anyone else. But I guess he can't admit anything because that would, about himself and about his administration, because that would bring to light the fact that he hires and puts into these positions the worst fucking people possible. This really is a caucustocracy, whatever that word is. I know it's like cacostocracy. I think caucustocracy is better. This is a caucustocracy, which means it's a shitty one. It's a real shitty. We're being run by a bunch of shitty asshole dumbasses. It's a caucustocracy. Yeah, that's what it is. Dancing Dog says subscribe. Thank you, Dancing Dog. I appreciate you. I'll give you a yippee for that too. Thanks for that subscription. I do appreciate you. Marcia says, so in other words, the orange stain is bloviating as usual. Yeah, well, he's doing a little. He's. It's more than that. It's it's more than just bloviating. I mean, it's obvious that he just will not accept the responsibility, the heavy responsibility that comes with that office of being the president of the United States. He's not man enough. He's not, and not to say that you have to be a man. I mean, he's not a big enough person to handle this job. Robin M says, "I wondered if that was really her too." Talking about Melania, something was off. It's. I think it's weird. All of a sudden, she's wearing the hats down like this. I've seen her at two public things now: the inauguration and the thing in California over here, with the hat way down. I don't. It's either that's a double or she just had some plastic surgery. Like, don't they do like the eye lifting surgeries? You know, when people start to get sort of saggy eyes or saggy eyelids. Maybe she did something like that, and so she's like, "I'm wearing the hat low for a while." I don't know. Anthony Reminiak. That wasn't Melania because she was with me at the pizzeria. Alrighty then. Tim Farrell's here. Hey, good to see Tim. As I scroll on down a little bit to try to catch up. AM's here. Says hello from New Jersey. Just jumping in. Can anybody say impeachment? Impeachment. I've been saying that from the get-go. Of course, it would be kind of a moot point unless you can get Republicans on board. I mean, it wouldn't take that many. I mean, the numbers in both the House and the Senate are so close. I mean, you saw the other day that Vance had to come down to break a tie already. Dancing Dog says he said I got rid of DEI and Obama put them back in. The guy has lost it. Yeah, Obama wasn't president after you dipshit. Yeah, Brooklyn says he thinks Obama was the president he ran against. Kukastocracy, says Nick Rich. Yeah, that's a good one too. Kukastocracy. I like cockastocracy. I think this is a cockastocracy because it's full of shit. It's an administration and a government that's being run by a bunch of people that are just full of shit. And so, in some cases, literally. In Donald Trump's case, literally full of shit. MJ Daniel says that cowards and bigots DJT started firing air safety people at the FAA on day one. Chris Doug says waiting for release of chopper pilot's name and service record. Maybe much more to this story. Radicalization, jihadist. I don't know, Nick or Chris Doug. I would be a liar if I said that something like that didn't cross my mind. A thought about this being some sort of intentional terrorist act. The thought did cross my mind, but I sort of dismissed it really quick. Not dismissed it, but it's just too soon. I mean, we just don't know. But it did cross my mind, so I guess that's something. Because it just seems so, uh, you know, I don't know. It just hurts my brain trying to think about it. Paula says Sugar John blaming Trump for air crash due to the freezing the hiring and Fed civilian employees and air traffic controllers with incompetent personnel. Yeah, I'm blaming Trump for all that. For all that too. Anthony says, "Let someone else watch the orange one. You will be doing yourself a favor." Dancing Dog says one reporter asked him how they knew the crash was to be blamed on DEI, and he said he didn't know after rambling about DEI for about 10 minutes straight. With Trump and with the people around him in general, it's not really facts. Really aren't a prerequisite or a requirement. It's just as long as you get those little key words out, right? Like DEI. DEI. Just say somehow work DEI into a sentence, and nothing has to make sense as long as you get those key words in there, key phrases. MJ Daniel says members of the Aviation Security Advisory Committee received a memo Tuesday saying that the department is eliminating the membership of all advisory committees. The group formed after the Lockerbie bombing. Wow, that was a long time ago. That was back in the 80s, wasn't it? That wasn't that the was that Scotland? Dancing Dog says the press conference was really nutty. He rambled on and on with nonsense for about 10 minutes straight. First he was on script, then came the rambling, lie after lie, of course. And he doesn't get called out for it, you know? He doesn't get called out for the lies. That's in like you and I will do. We'll call him out, but you know, there's 53 of us watching, and thank you guys so much. But you know, as far as like the millions of people that watch the news, you know, like the whether it's the broadcast news or whatever it is, those are the folks, those reporters. They need to call him out on those lies, man. I get so sick and tired of it. And I know, you know, they're in there and they only get one or two questions. They get maybe a question and a follow up question, but God damn it, they got to somehow not let him get away with it. John Lovell says that the white Christian nationalists are in charge or in control. Yep. Aaron says Nazis are in control. Chris Doug says Russia, 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 China, 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 Biden, 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 DEI, 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 DEI. Yeah, that's basically it. And then he just put some other words sort of in between those that make it kind of sound like a sentence. Paula says this is what we can expect for the next 2 to 4 years, but worse. This is just the beginning. We're only a week in, right? We're like just over a week in. God help us all. See, it says not much to say with the shit show that is going on. I know sometimes all you can do is just shake your head and say, I told you so. Dancing Dog 60 says he and Hegseth and the real world guy made sure they said DEI about 10 times in their statements. It's the new woke, I guess. So lame. The new woke, the new CRT, the new Benghazi. And they've got just enough people that fall for that shit to get them in power. And just enough people that apparently didn't give a fuck and stayed home to give them power. And it always comes to that. Remember when the Tea Party in 2010 had that was a pretty big wave, a big red wave in 2010. And that was all from the Tea Party, the motherfucking Tea Party bastards. And mainly because Democrats didn't show up. They stayed home. And that's what we got. We got this fucking Tea Party. And now the same thing happened here. Fucking Democrats stayed home. And now we got Trump 2.0. God damn it! You know it's so that's what's so frustrating. If people had just showed up, the Democrats, or people who normally vote for Democrats, had just showed up, we would have won. God damn, you stupid ass motherfuckers. Now this is what we get. Just incompetency on top of incompetency on top of incompetency. And that's going to lead to things like this. And I hate to say it, but it's only going to get worse. Peak Nightmare says, hiya, TJ. Hiya, sexy mother truckers. Hi, Peak Nightmare. Good to see you. Not sure if I've seen that profile name before. Maybe I've seen you with a different name, but thanks for being here. And yippee to you and all that good stuff. And hope you like, subscribe, and share. Welcome to the Driver's Lounge. Michael McAndrews says Nazis should not be in power in our country, nor should I think they should be in power in any country. Pete Nightmare says it's me, Mindy Nitrous. Oh, well, hi, Mindy. Mindy's got multiple personalities. Thank you for being here. Good old Mindy Nitrous. Dancy Dog 60 says it feels like 4 years already. I know it's been like 9 days or whatever, and gosh, it's I don't know, man. I don't know how we're gonna do it. I really don't know how we're gonna do it. John Lovell's here says Jesus has the whole world in his hands. Laughing out loud. I guess Paul Sharkey Mannion's here. I kind of skipped down, so I didn't say hi, but hi to Paul Sharkey Mannion from across the pond. Mike Hardman says when asked how he knows it's DEI, he said it's because he has common sense. Oh yeah, so much common sense from this fucking orange buffoon. Yeah, let's not, dazzle us with your knowledge and your facts. Let's just you rely on your common sense because you've shown so much of your common sense that you have. MJ Daniel says in 2017, 2018, DJT got rid of the Obama railway regulations and there was a big toxic spill by Cleveland just after. This is going to happen because of these monsters. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to see, unfortunately, so much disasters because of the way Trump mishandles everything. He mishandles everything. We had probably at least 500,000 to 1 million people that died unnecessarily during COVID because of Trump's mishandling of COVID. If that doesn't bring it home, if that doesn't say anything to you, or doesn't say, doesn't prove that what a fuck up the Donald Trump is, and how dangerous his being a fuck up is as president of the United States. If you're an incompetent buffoon like Donald Trump is, it's going to result in the deaths, unnecessary deaths of who knows how many hundreds of thousands of people this time. Last time it was probably close to 1 million people. And that's just in our country. Who knows how many other people died unnecessarily around the world because of him. And I don't think it's going to be any different this time around, other than it might be even worse. Which is a scary thought. Robin M says, before you know it, saying the word taco will get you arrested. But Donald Trump, remember, he proved to us that he loves Mexicans because he had a taco bowl. Remember, he was eating at a taco bell, a taco, a big taco shell thing. Remember that? So that proves it right there. What more do you need? Chris Doug says, I feel like I've been incarcerated for 20 years with Trump as my cellmate. Yikes. Yikes. Dancing Dog 60 says that the think is he runs from disasters and tries to blame anyone but himself. The thing is, I think. Michael McAndrews, our government was in the way of the Nazis, so they want to dismantle it. Hey, the Soulcraft is here. Hey, Soulcraft, you know what happens whenever I see your name? It just makes me, I don't know. Somehow it just does this to me. The Soulcraft says, I called it as it happened on, I guess, Boston Brian, that Trump would say woke military and DEI hires. He's a sick fuck. You were right, Soulcraft. You were right. John Lovell forgot what day it is and forgot to put his trash out. Missed trash day again. I hate that when that happens. I do hate that when that happens. Peak Nightmare has become a member. Welcome to Driver. Thank you, Peak Nightmare. You're going to get a yippee. Thank you so much for being a member. We do have memberships. We've got likes, subscribes, shares, buy him in coffee, all that good stuff. So all supports the show. Bryce Weech Music is here. Hey, Bryce, good to see you. Not sure if I've ever seen you before. Thanks for being here. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff. Bryce Weech Music says, remember the train derailed in Ohio due to deregulation? Trump move. Yes. And so somebody mentioned that earlier, but I do recall that. Yep. We had all kinds of shit like that happening during Trump's first time around here. Brooklyn New York 471 says Taco Tuesday equals deportation day. We joke, we kind of joke about it, but it's so awful. It's so awful the way they're just rounding people up. Hey, look, if someone needs to be deported or whatever, and then okay, fine, deport them, but you don't just do like mass roundups and all these people get caught up that they're citizens, or they have the legal right to be here. You can't just round up anybody because they look like they don't belong. I mean, that's horseshit. Such horseshit. John Lovell says Christians think that Jesus is some kind of three-headed sky monster. I don't know. Well, as being I guess growing up as a Christian, I'm just trying to think like how I thought of it. I mean, here's how we all have these like images in our head, like when we think of things, especially things that have there's no video or pictures of heaven and of God and of Jesus. So, but I do see the three-headed thing, the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. So I think that's what you're talking about. And the way I always pictured it was like, God, the Father, was sitting on his throne in heaven, and heaven's got like, it's just all clouds and stuff. Apparently there's a floor, but you can't see it because it's got clouds over it. And there's this big giant kind of up on a raised platform kind of, or on steps that go up. And there's a big giant throne, very fancy, very, very, not too ornate, but just really big and, sort of just like marble kind of, maybe not too comfortable. I don't remember seeing any cushions there, but anyhow. And then there's God, and he's sort of this kind of a big dude, and wearing a robe, but not in a feminine way, a very, very masculine way. But he's sitting there and has a beautiful, long white beard, just white hair, beautiful, full, thick hair, and of course he's white. Okay, and I'm just saying this is how I thought of it. And he's just sitting there in his throne. But then on the side, there's another a smaller throne. And that's where Jesus sits. And Jesus is the Son of God. And he is like God's right-hand man, but he's probably sitting to his left. He's like stage right, but he's sitting to God's left. And and Jesus he's got sort of like robes on. He's got robes on too, and he looks very nice, very handsome. But he has more. He's not as old, so he has like kind of like brown hair, nice brown beard, mustache, blue eyes, of course, white. Uh, you know, very very handsome. Guy, of course, very fit. Even though they're wearing the robes, but you could tell they're both of them very fit. God, the Father, being a little bigger, a little huskier. He's older. They put on little, pounds, but still very fit. And so that's how I see it. So there's God, and then there's Jesus next to him in a smaller little throne. And then floating around is the Holy Ghost. And he looks just like God and Jesus somehow. He looks like both of them, even though one has white hair, one has brown hair. But still, the Holy Ghost, you could tell they're related. You could tell. There's something about it. You just go, oh, there's the thing there. And he's just sort of floating around in a robe, nice robe. They all wear robes. And he's kind of floating around in the clouds around him. And that's how I, as a kid, and it stuck with me when I think of heaven and I think of God and Jesus and the Holy Ghost being up in heaven. That's sort of what I think. Isn't that funny? But it's true. I mean, that's true. That's what I think. And they're there, sitting in their little thrones, and the things flying around, and they are omniscient, and they can see all and know all, and they're just sitting there, I guess, watching us from their thrones. They can see through the clouds. They have superpowers, and so yeah, that's how I pictured it. I've always pictured it, I don't know how you guys picture heaven and God and Jesus and the Holy Ghost and all that shit, but that's how I did. That's how I. That's how, oh boy. Alrighty then. Peak Nightmare says, "NC Big Dog, it is. I was on last night and I was texting. Yeah, I'm mid thread on that, so I don't know what's going on there because I'm kind of skipping down, and so if I skip over something, it's just because for brevity, I guess, or because I get so far behind. But I do see Search for You is here. Good to see Search for You. Thanks for being in chat in the driver's lounge and hanging out with us. Dancing Dog 60 says instead of simply offering condolences like a normal human, Dotard had to go off the rails. I've given up on the legacy press really pushing him, though. I no longer ask why they don't. They simply won't. Yeah, because they're they work for companies that are all owned by billionaires, or they're or all with the big money, and of course they're pro-Republican. William says they also think Jesus was white. Yes, that's how I picture Jesus. Very much like what was the guy who played Jesus in was it called The King of Kings? I used to watch the Jesus movies too. That influenced me as a child. Jeffrey Hunter, I think. Very handsome, blue eyes. So that's Jesus. Jeffrey Hunter in 1965 or whatever, King of Kings. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to get the image that he probably really looked like. And let me see. I think I have it. Maybe, do I have it in my studio? Someone made a picture, and they said this is probably what Jesus really looked more like. Probably looked a little more like that. But I'm sorry. I need to get a picture of Jeffrey Hunter from that movie and put it up side by side. But what can I say? What can I tell you? Do you think Jesus looked like this guy over here, or do you think he looked like a very beautiful, handsome Jeffrey Hunter with the blue eyes? I mean, come on. Which one are you going to choose? Nothing against this fella. I'm trying to move this thing over now. If I can. I'm going to keep him up there. I'm going to keep that guy up there. Just because, that's that's probably how Jesus really looked. But I wish I could bring up a picture of Jeffrey Hunter, and I can't. I don't have the. I can't go. I don't. If it's not in my little studio right now, then I don't. I can't do it. Anyhow, Chris Doug says that Jesus was a teacher, a carpenter, a fisherman, a savior of souls. We've got Mike Hardman. Welcome to Driver, Mike Hardman. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I do appreciate you. And to Mike Hardman, you get a yippee. Thank you so much. I do appreciate all the support that you guys do and that keep the show going. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a show. We got 58 watching, 59 thumbs up. So let's make sure we hit that thumbs up button and all that good stuff. John Noble, God likes his girls. Josh says Paul the purple beard guy is the Holy Ghost. Paul says, good grief, John. What church did you go to? Was it that bad? Is it that bad? What I was saying? I thought that, I guess that, well, how did you guys envision it? How do you guys envision it, man? Second there. I just remember what I forgot to do. I forgot to put my calls on silent or whatever. And so I got a call coming through and it knocked me out. But I think we're back on. So I forgot to do that. Dancing Dog 60 says, as a kid, I pictured actors like Charlton Heston. Oh, well, he was Moses. Yeah, Charlton Heston he's Moses. No one else but Chuck Heston. But the Soulcraft God is an astronaut. Amy Rins is here. Hey, Amy, good to see you. Says God equals the Force. Chris Doug says Jesus was a Nazarene. He had dark skin and curly black hair, not blonde, not white, not blue-eyed. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that stands for. Robert Perez says Jesus Munoz is my uncle. Haha. Bruce is here. Bruce says, "Oh Jesus." Soulcraft. Hunter was also Captain Pike, right? Hey, we got a connection there. We got some sort of a deal there. Yes. And I believe the movie was The King of Kings. A great Jesus movie. If you want to go watch a great Jesus movie, go watch that one. Even though, he was practically blonde hair, blue eyed. Search for You says Jimmy Carter was my Jesus. Miss him. Bruce, he would be an ice target. Yeah, this guy here, he would be an ice target. Yeah. Michael McAndrews, as far as I know, Jesus was a Jewish Palestinian. Marcia says everyone is free to believe or not. Recent actions of faith leaders have made many very angry. I have experienced the dark side of church in my lifetime, not sure what I believe anymore. Dancing Dog, he looked like Willem Dafoe. Yeah, Dafoe did a Jesus movie. Was that the Last Temptation of Christ? Chris Duck says English actor Robert Powell was convincing in Convincing Jesus in 77. Jesus of Nazareth. Yeah, I like that. I really love that show. I love all the Jesus movies. I think they're great. There's a great story. I think it's a great story. But yeah, I remember Robert Powell was very good. Very good. Whoops, I just moved the stand a little bit. somehow. I don't know how I did that. And now I'm afraid. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. Anyhow, um, I feel like I just need to push this a little bit back, maybe. Okay. Um, but yeah, Jesus of Nazareth. That if you like Jesus movies, that's a good one. Robin M says, "You mean God has a sick sense of humor?" 56. Nick Rich. Um, did we freeze? Yeah, that I had a call come in, like I said, and because I forgot, and I can't do it. I can't go into my settings now and block the calls or whatever from coming in because I'm doing this. For those of you that don't know, I am doing this show from my iPhone, and so it's a phone. It is a phone, and I usually have to put on before the show comes on. I put it on do not disturb, and I forgot to do that. So if we get any calls, whenever that happens, it's probably because a phone call came in, and it'll just be like a few seconds before I can shut it off or whatever, or hang up that call or whatever. Pete Nightmare says, Paulo, laughing out loud. I swear it just scared the shit out of me. Just didn't buy into it. So I'm mid-thread. I don't know what that was about. Yeah, Paulo, Jeffrey Hunter and the King of Kings. Yeah, that's the movie I was talking about. Michael McAndrews Heston. Yeah, he was Moses. Don't you know? Don't you know? Chris Doug, your own personal Jesus, someone to hear your prayers, someone who cares. Your own personal Jesus, someone to hear your prayers. I love Depeche Mode. Search for you, Trucker John. Can you do polls? Laughing out loud. Boy, can I. Um, let's see. I don't think I can. I mean, it just lets me do. It seems like I should be able to, but I don't think I am. At least not. At least not with my setup here. But it just lets me do the goals for like super stickers and stuff like that. But it won't let me do a poll. I think if I'm on my phone, it will, but I can't do that when the show's running. It's just I'm just not set up very well for it. Um, so yeah, I don't think I can. Peak Nightmare says my parents put a cross on my wall, and I'm like, "What is a dead guy doing on my wall?" I was scared and put it in my drawer. Yeah, I've been to some churches where they have the big crucifix and with like a sculpture of Jesus, dying on the cross. And some of those are pretty fucking intense and graphic. I guess that's the whole point. I don't know. This Jolie says I like the picture Jesus in a tuxedo T-shirt because it says like I want to be formal, but I'm here to party. Cal Naughton Jr. I wonder, do I have one of those? Because I remember I made a few of those. I was just wondering if I had it in my little thing here. I guess I don't. I guess I don't have it in my little gallery. Um, I've got this AI picture of me in like a suit. I could be Jesus just as much as Jeffrey Hunter or whatever. Not that I'm as handsome as Jeffrey Hunter, of course. You know what I mean. Just as far as being um, inaccurate, you know. So yeah, I guess I don't have the picture of Jesus in a tux, but I think I do have one somewhere. Somewhere. Anthony Reminiak says, when I was young and had real long hair, a little kid on the E train or L train, I don't know, on the L, oh the L because they call it the L, uh, told his mom, "Look, it's Jesus." Someone there. Now that Depeche Mode song's in my head. Brooklyn, from Moses to NRA, yuck. Bella says Jesus is a shapeshifter. Oh, do your own research. Okay, thank you, Chris Doug. I knew there was something. I maybe would have figured it out if I would have stuck with that a little bit longer. Do your own research. John Lovell says Jesus grew up to be this great big God guy. Hmm, I don't know. Paula says, big nightmare. I was raised Protestant. Jesus was dark brown and brown eyed, very handsome looking guy, laughing out loud. No crosses of Jesus on the cross to scare the shit out of us, laughing out loud. I was raised a Protestant too, and my Jesus was Jeffrey Hunter, basically. Bruce Ben-Hur was a good movie. When I was young, I saw it on the big screen. Tim Farrell says the Passion was a very well made movie, stunning cinematography. MJ Daniel, the Gospel of Borat, whatever. Search for you, somebody calling for a ride. That's not how it works. Search for you. I have to be on the app. No one calls me for a ride. Pete Nightmare says my folks put a cross. Oh wait, Pete, as a kid, TJ, and I was scared. It's a dead guy nailed to a torture device. Mike Hardman says from K through 8, I guess. I went to a parochial school where the Franciscan nuns and ex nuns ran the show. But that was a lot of fun. Not really. MJ Daniel says, like the cross in the movie The Blues Brothers when they visit the penguin at the start. That was creepy. Um, I don't remember them visiting the penguin. Yeah, it says Ruppers, you're dressed like the devil. Very much so. It's like, look, it's like I got a devil on one shoulder and I got Jesus on the other shoulder. Look at there. Look at there. Michael McAndrew says one time when in the bathroom at Catholic school, a guy walked in with a pipe bomb. I told everyone to get out. I told the kid in the stall to cover his ears. I stopped the teacher going in before explosion. Wow. That must have been scary. You were a hero, though, Michael. The Soulcraft says you found Jesus yet, Gump? I didn't know I was supposed to be looking for him, sir. There you go. I didn't know I was supposed to be looking for him, sir. There. I should have said it in the Gump voice, right? Sia says it's the club of evil that has got his soul locked with the greed he has. That is why they picked him to do the dirty, but don't get it twisted. Uh, they are all the I guess MAGA Club of Evil? Ma Club of Evil? Oh, that's all. That's all. That's all. Latoya Williams. I am new here, Jolie. Hey, well, Latoya Williams, thanks for being here and welcome to the Driver's Lounge. I hope you'll stick around and hang out with us and maybe even subscribe. That would be great. Right now, I'm just reading the chats, trying to get caught up. We got Mad Mac, Slava Ukraini, Mad Mac. Oh, excuse me. Mad Mac is here in the Driver's Lounge. We got, see, Michael McAndrews is very sick that they ended up using a torture machine as their symbol. Yeah, well, it's to, okay, look, in defense of my Christianity roots, it's to remember that Jesus died for your sins, that Jesus made the ultimate sacrifice and was crucified on the cross for all of mankind's sins, so that whoever shall believe will not perish but will have everlasting life. Okay, that's the whole thing. All right, that's why people. That's why there's the cross as a symbol. It's to remember, you know, to remember that the day that Jesus made that sacrifice. He died for our sins. Jesus Christ died for our sins, so that you don't have to try to get to heaven through works, because people aren't saved by works, they're saved by faith. Okay, that's basically that's how I was taught. Yeah, I'm not saying it's true, I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying that's how I was taught. And I don't, and like I say, I consider myself to be more of like an agnostic more than anything, but especially these last 20 or 30 years probably. So I'm just saying that's my recollection of Christianity, and why the cross is the symbol. So we can say, oops, oh shit. Hope that didn't make a weird noise or anything. So we can sit here and we can say that it's a torture symbol and all this kind of stuff, but my recollection is that it is to remember what Jesus Christ did for all of us. And that if you believe that, then you will be saved. If you believe that Christ died for your sins, that he is the Son of God, and you have to ask Christ to come into your heart and forgive you of your sin. And you have to ask for forgiveness of all your sins. And if you do all those things, then you're in, man. You're saved. Jolie says you have some. By the way, that's AI. That's an AI thing. So it's not exactly me. It's not really me, I guess. It's an AI thing. So, just so you know, just lest anyone, thinking I'm trying to pull a fast one on you. That picture, is it over here? No, over here. That picture over there. Well, they're both AI. It's AI Trucker John and an AI Jesus. I believe that's AI. Well, you know what? I don't know. The Jesus one, I'm not sure how they came up with that one. If that was AI or just someone made something that they thought Jesus would look like based on the region that he was born in and all that kind of stuff. Janelle Walker says, I think Cruz is going to vote for Patel. I get that these Republicans, they walk in lockstep. Democrats, if Biden had someone, was going up for a confirmation hearing, almost all of the Democrats would vote for that, but But Biden didn't put up. I mean, you might disagree with, I guess, policies or ideology, but Biden didn't put up anybody that wasn't qualified. You know, you can't say that that they weren't qualified. But let's say, as a Republican, you can say, I don't like these picks because they ideology, their ideology isn't what I agree in. But they can't say that they weren't qualified. The picks that Trump is putting on, they are clearly not qualified. Hegseth is clearly not qualified. Kash Patel, he's not qualified. He just was in prison a week ago, serving a 18-year sentence for instigating this insurrection against the United States of America. It doesn't get any more unqualified than that, as far as I'm concerned. But the Republicans will go along with it. I mean, like I say, it's one thing to have, like, I guess, party unity, or you support your party and all that kind of stuff. But apparently there is no line. There is no bottom. There is nothing that's too low for them. If Trump can put up a Kash Patel, a really hideous, disgusting, a felon who got a pardon. So I don't know, technically, I guess I don't think they expunged it or whatever, but as far as I'm concerned, the motherfucker's a felon. As far as I'm concerned, the motherfucker's a traitor to this country. He led an insurrection against this country, and now they want to put him as FBI director. And Republicans are going to go along with that. That proves to me they have no shame. There is no low enough. There is no bottom. I mean, Donald Trump could actually, if he could resurrect Adolf Hitler and nominate Hitler to be, some head of some department, they would do it. And knowing that, Hitler was who he is, right? I mean, in this weird kind of hypothetical I'm doing here, knowing that Hitler is Hitler and that he led the Holocaust and he led, this world war and killed millions of people. And if he was magically resurrected and Trump put him up to be, his head of whatever, they would vote for him, and they would have a confirmation hearing, and they would go, "Hey, Adolf, is it true that you said something about a master race or something?" They would be, it would be disgusting, but they would vote for him. That's how bad the Republican Party is. Talk about, like, people will talk about both sides, both siderisms, and they're both bad. And and Hal always says, vote for the lesser of two evils, and it's not even close. These two parties. Yeah, the Democratic Party, they fuck up a lot. They make a lot of mistakes. They're not perfect, but they certainly aren't fucking going to be voting for an Adolf Hitler anytime soon. Whereas this Republican Party, they would vote for Adolf Hitler in a heartbeat. If Donald Trump said vote for him, they would vote for him. That's how disgusting and vile the Republican Party is. Now, the Democrats, yeah, are they bad on messaging, or maybe some of them? We've got we had Kristen Sinema, we had Joe Manchin, we've had people like that, but in no way, shape, or form does it compare to how the Republican Party have just sunk to these lows where there is no bottom. That's my point that I'm trying to make here. When that Trump could nominate Adolf Hitler and they would vote for him just because Trump said to, regardless of how evil that person is. Now, the one thing about Hitler is he might be very qualified to be a sec def or something. You know what I mean? But he's an evil fuck. He's a sick, demented psycho. So that that's a deal killer for me. But apparently for the Republican Party, it's not. Like I said, there's no bottom. There's absolutely no bar, no bottom, no nothing. It's just whatever Trump says. Nick Rich says John's understanding is basically what it's all about. Thank you, Nick. Peak Nightmare says there have been millions of gods, goddesses, all born of virgin birth. Yeah, Jesus wasn't the first one. Um, a lot of those type of religious stories have been around way before Jesus. Latoya Williams, I have a channel, John. Well, cool. Let us know about it. We'll check it out. Cian says 100%. Everyone knows good and bad, and it should be enough. So then you have character, etc., 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 etc. Marcia says, I believe religion is better not discussed. The Methodist Church required us to evangelize, and I was unable to do it. Brooklyn, New York, 471 says Hannibal Lecter was too good for them. Big Dog says, see, and you're right. The First Amendment gave us freedom of religion, but also freedom from religion. But I don't know. Paula says, I think George Carlin explains the fear of God the best. God love us, but will send us to eternal hell to suffer. That's not love. It's tough love, man. Talk about tough love. Nick Rich, choose less evil. Peak Nightmare, I'm surprised Hulk Hogan doesn't have a position. Yeah. Hey, you never know. It could still happen. Oh, that's right. Blood Press, Johnny, you're on Facebook also? Yes, I am. Thanks for reminding me. Let me check it out. I do multicast on Facebook and on Twitch. So if you guys prefer those platforms to this one, or if something happens to this one, we can go to that one, and et cetera, et cetera. Let me just check out Facebook real quick, see if there's anybody over there. It's very slow. My iPad seems to be very slow. It should be on. Maybe it's not on. Maybe it doesn't look like it is on Facebook. That's weird. It's supposed to be. Yeah, good. Thanks for asking. Because oh, there it is. It's just my iPad's real slow. Yeah, I see Robert. Am I the only guy watching on the channel? There's Robert Perez. I give Trigger John the angry emoji because House says it's algorithm. Anybody home? So yeah, oops. I really do hate Facebook because I just barely touch it and it makes me go to another channel, or it's just stupid. Anyhow, I'm going to just say hi to Robert real quick over there. Hi, Robert. And so there you are. And there's Jolie. So we got Jolie, Robert, and me over at Facebook. And that is under John Fowler. I don't have a Trucker John page over there. And if I did, it still wouldn't go to it. It's only going to go to my main Facebook page, which is the John Fowler one. So now I've outed myself to my real name. Now, and I'm also, there's Twitch. I'm on Twitch. Let's see. Is anybody watching over there? We got Jolie, and that's it on Twitch, looks like. So I'll just say hi to Jolie over there. And but it is up and running. Just so you know, I even forget that I'm on there. But yeah, I'm on whoops. I'm on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube. Now the thing is, when I go back to YouTube, it probably won't let me scroll back to where I left off. It's only going to let me scroll up so far, which is probably a good thing because I know I'm really behind. So it only lets me scroll up. Here's this. I just scrolled as far back as I could go, and I wish they had timestamps, but it's Michael. This is where I'm at. Michael McAndrews says, "I don't believe in sin. I believe God made it all kind of. I believe God made it all kind of thing. I believe in good and bad. Arrest Trump." Okay, so that's as far back as I could go in the chat. Once I left this and went to go check out those other pages, that's what happens. Even though I have it on all messages, it won't let me scroll all the way back up. So that's where we're at. Cia says, we got more time here, but with how the chat is too fast and my eyes get hurt. Well, someday when we have 86,000 or 80,000 subscribers, my chat will also be that blazing. But yeah, I guess I'm caught up because here's Nick. I read this one. He says John understands basically what it's all about. So I was able to scroll up to where I was at, I guess. Okay, yeah. So I read that. I've read these. Okay, so I couldn't go all the way to the top, but it let me go quite a ways back. Mike Hardman says, "How big of an ego does Jesus have? Why does he need a billion people praising him daily? I could never grasp the fear of God." I don't know. I guess it just depends on your perception of it. I never thought of Jesus needing a billion people to praise him. My perception of Jesus was that he just wants everyone to ask him to come into his heart, and he will and ask to be saved, and he'll save you. That's how I picture Jesus. And by save you, he'll give you eternal life in heaven, as opposed to eternal life in hell. Okay, that's what I was taught, or at least that's what I picked up. You know. Chris Doug says, beware of proselytizers. They are not concerned with faith. They want your money. Yeah, and those are the ones, the Joel Osteens of the world and Kenneth Copeland and all those fuckers. They might not be going where they think they're going to be going if there is a heaven and a hell. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Michael McAndrews says, if it was allowed, do you think Trump would eat someone? I do. As long as it looked like a Big Mac or a quarter pounder. Yeah, Chris Duck says, Trump only eats Happy Meals. But yeah, if you put a little human thigh meat on a McDonald's hamburger bun, he probably would go for it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Mad Max says, we can read your full name right behind your head on the wall, TJ. Oh yeah, that's right. Look at there. Yeah, there's my name. Don't wear it out. Chris Doug, John, I thought your last name was like and subscribe. That's a funny one. And there's Jolie's got the link to the Facebook live stream. So if you want to check out Facebook, you can go over there and check that out for a little bit, or for as long as you want, I guess. Suzanne Forisepi says, "I just came here to smash the like button. Hi and bye." Well, thank you, Suzanne. Thanks for doing that. I appreciate you. Always appreciate you. Mr. Spock is here, so a little live long and prosper. And I know it just looks like four spread out fingers instead of the way it's supposed to be. But I try. And then also Jolie has the link to Twitch. So we got the Twitch link, the Facebook link, If you prefer those ones, you can go over there. Let's see what else we got. Kristen Weibel likes Joyce Myers. Okay, to each their own, I guess. Suzanne says, Nick Rich, some people don't like me. That is why. Oh. Well, we like you here, Suzanne. We all love you. So you can hang out here with us. Suzanne, I'm not even going to lurk. Well, like I said, you're always welcome here, Suzanne. Kristen Weibel, I will never eat McDonald's again. Big Dog NC says, I swear there ain't no heaven and I pray there ain't no hell. Josh says, Suzanne, everyone likes you here. Yeah, I second that notion. Pink Nightmare says, Lug, my mother has Joyce, maybe Ugh, my mother has Joyce Meyer's books. She bothers me. Yeah, I just was, I'm withholding comment on, on Joyce Meyer. CS says, everyone has quit the socials already and go to Blue Sky. Well, a lot of people have gone to Blue Sky. A lot of people have dumped X or Twitter, formerly Twitter, and gone to Blue Sky. That's all I got. That's all I got to say about that. Peak Nightmare says, Jesus wants your brains at Easter time. That's a new one on me. Michael McAndrew says, the only hell I believe is on Earth, and some of it is in the White House now. Nick Rich says that Blue Sky is fun. Okay. It's fun. Barney Thompson says, no one will take the title of most unliked and pain in the ass from me. Boom. Oh, and Jolie's got my link to Blue Sky. Thank you, Jolie. Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky. Basically, all I do is post my links to the live streams. I don't really. I guess I should go on there more and, put down some pithy comments or something of this nature. I don't know. Is that what we're supposed to do? Like post little pithy comments? Maybe I would have more followers or something. I don't know. Search for You says I got on Substack for Jim Acosta, and I am on Substack also. I'm on Substack. I have Threads, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Blue Sky. But I basically just use those to look at some of the posts from like Jim Acosta or whoever, and JoJo from Jers, and Brooklyn Dad Defiant, and stuff like that. I don't really post too much of my stuff other than, sharing the show out. Christina Weibel says, I'm not quitting Facebook. I have a lot of family and friends there, and I use it to share videos. Yeah, I'm not quitting Facebook quite yet, although I don't like Mark Zuckerberg, and I think he's a jerk and a suck up to Trump and really has no backbone. But I stay on there, too, for that reason. I got a lot of family and friends on there, and, that's the main way that we sort of connect is on Facebook still. So, Mike Hardman says, I'm only on Blue Sky on YouTube. I quit the rest. Chris Doug, Mr. Blue Sky, great ELO song. Yeah, whenever I think of Blue Sky, the social media platform, the song Mr. Blue Sky goes into my head. It's like that thing, like how I pictured heaven, and when I think of Blue Sky, I think of ELO and Mr. Blue Sky. Big Dog, I post memes. And that's where I get a lot of my memes, is from these other places. So if you see me post a meme, like, let's see, like this, for instance. This is an old one. going back. But this is the President of the United States has committed the act of treason. It's time to arrest him. That's an old meme. That's from the first Trump presidency. But yeah, that's where I get memes, is from all those other social outlets. Peak Nightmare says we should have ate the apple of knowledge. Search for You. There's a song for everything. Yep. Marcia says, search for you. I had to get used to not being able to record programs. Does Jim Acosta charge money for his Substack? I don't think he does, but I don't know. Big Dog says, blue sky is smiling on me. Nothing but blue skies do I see. Pink Nightmare says they're spoutable too. Yeah, I've heard of spoutable. I think I've reached my limit though. I mean, I do have Substack, Threads, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky. Might as well throw Discord in there. What else? So that's like 8 things. I think that's enough. I mean, I'm actually thinking about paring down some of those ones that I have already. I mean, it's just crazy. Christina Weidel says, I'm now on the Jim Acosta Substack. Just wrote him a note there. Oh, there you go. Say hi. Say hi. Tell Jim that we all said hi. Tell Jim in your note, you should say, yeah, Trucker John and all the people in Trucker John's driver's lounge say hi. Just for shits and giggles. You know what I mean? Just for shits and giggles, I guess. So look at there. I'm caught up. I skipped a lot, but I am caught up in the chat. So now what's going on? We're at 43 watching, 71 thumbs ups. Thanks for that. I wonder if we can get to 100 thumbs ups today. That would be great. That'd be pretty awesome. I'm wearing my Oregon shirt today for no particular reason other than I just like this shirt. As a truck driver, when I was driving, I did pick up a few shirts from different states, particularly when I ran out of clean shirts and I would be at a truck stop or something. And if whatever state it was in, they usually had a shirt that had the name of their state on it. Chris Doug, we are caught up at 13:45 East Coast time. Yeah, look at there. It's 10:45 here in beautiful Las Vegas. Nick Rich, it feels a bit different when John isn't 15 minutes behind the chat. Golf Marines here, foot surgery yesterday, feeling the burn. Well, I hope you get better soon. I hope that all went well, your surgery, and hope you'll be back up to up to shit kicking in no time. I don't know. Pete Nightmare says Jesus wants your I guess brain at Easter. He is only a Middle Eastern zombie Jew. Big Dog Mad Mac. All I wear is tie-dye shirts. It's 1945. 100 hours apparently in the Netherlands right now, according to CNN, right? I believe CNN is from the Netherlands, if I remember correctly. Nick Rich, lots of time for cookies, and boy, Nick Rich really loves these certain folks that sometimes pop into the show. Big Dog, today's shirt is Rasta colors, red, yellow, and green. Rasta? I don't know. Pete Nightmare love tie-dye. Tie-dye. Golf Marine, I had to double up on the pain medication. Oh, wow. Man, I hope that you heal up soon. Heal up soon. But anyhow, so here, let me talk about the Lyft, my Lyft experience most of you know that I've been driving for Lyft. I started a couple weeks ago. After Sunday, that's sort of like the end of the week. That's when I made my bonus and all that. Then Monday, I decided I deserved a day off, so I didn't work on Monday. And then Tuesday night, I decided I deserved another night off, so I didn't work on Tuesday. So I haven't worked. And then last night, I finally made myself, because I just am not motivated, but I finally made myself go out. I'm like, I got to go out. I got to, get some driving in, get some rides. I go out. I didn't start until 8 o'clock, or after. It's like 8:15 in the evenings, because I had charged. I was charging the car and all that stuff. I didn't do a video like I was going to do. You know how I was doing the charging session videos. I didn't make one because I was listening to Liberal Dan. Liberal Dan was on, so I was kind of mainly lurking. But I was, I couldn't make a video on my phone since I was listening to Liberal Dan on my phone. I charged. By the time I was done, it was about 8:15. When I started driving, and I don't know what's going on, but literally for about an hour and 15 minutes at least, I only got one ride. It came in one ride, and then another one came in, and that ended up getting canceled because the people that I don't know. I'm hesitant to blame the people because I don't know, because I know sometimes the app is weird, but they had me picking them up down by Circus, and I know not all of you are familiar with Vegas, but that's on basically the north end of the strip. But when I went there to look for them, I couldn't find them, and I put, there's like a little button you push that says "Arrived." That lets the rider know that I've arrived, and they should be able to see on the app. They should be able to see my icon and see where I'm at. And then so they texted me and they go, "Yeah, there's been a mistake. We're not at where you're at. We're at Bellagio." And again, I know you guys don't know necessarily the strip or whatever, but Bellagio is almost way down at the south end of the strip. So, and I didn't feel like, if someone makes a mistake and they're only like a block away or something, or a couple blocks, then I'll just go, okay, hang on, I'll go get you. But when they're that far away, they've either got to make the change in the app for the pickup, or they got to cancel. And that's what I sent them a text back saying that, basically. Because I said, well, that's way too far. I can't just go over there. I go, you're going to either have to update the app with the proper pickup location, or cancel the ride and maybe try to get a driver who's closer to you. And next, like, I don't know, 5 seconds later, they canceled. So I guess they just decided to cancel. So that's all I had for like an hour and a half. I had one ride and then that one, and then I drove around some more, and nothing was coming in. And I'm looking at the app. Everything looks fine. It says I'm online. It says, on the app, it says that it's looking for rides. Finally, I just said, fuck it. And I just shut the app off. I went and I drove through Del Taco and got a large chocolate shake, like just for, what do you call it? When you just, when you eat out of, it's like creature, it's like, what do you call it? Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. I went and got me a large chocolate, and I've never gotten a large chocolate shake at Del Taco. I usually just get the regular ones. It was a large chocolate shake day. So that's it. I had one fucking ride, and I went home. It was like, it was like 10 o'clock or whatever, 9:45 or 10 o'clock, but I was done. So in the last 3 days, I've had one ride, because Monday I didn't work, Tuesday I didn't work. Basically, last night I didn't work. So I don't know if Lyft is working out, but but I'll give it a try again today. I'll try to get an earlier start. Tuato, hey, the smooth sounds at Tuato 106 right here on the Trucker John channel. Hello, Tuato 106. You're online too. Tuato 106 says the Beatles are overrated. The Dead are ultimate. Mm, mm, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. There probably would be no Dead if it weren't for the Beatles. The Beatles are the foundation of everything that came after, as far as I'm concerned. And I know that the Beatles were heavily influenced by American, uh, black artists, basically soul and R&B and all that kind of stuff. Every artist I think comes from previous artists before them, but the Beatles were huge in shaping rock music in general, in certainly the UK and America and the United States. Uh, you look, I love the Stones. Van Halen's my favorite all-time band, rock band. But I gotta say, the Beatles are the goats, or whatever. Um, it- even Steven Tyler from Aerosmith says that they were influenced by the Beatles, and that rock and roll and rock music wouldn't be where it was during his time with Aerosmith if it weren't for the Beatles. So I'm sorry, I gotta disagree with you on that one. Um, uh, yeah, I just gotta disagree with you. That doesn't mean that there aren't other great bands and that are influential. Bob Dylan, Springsteen. I mean, fuck. Those are all my favorites, and they're great. Well, Dylan's not my favorite, but he's so influential. He's very influential, very iconic. Um, but the Beatles are on the top of the list as far as I'm concerned. They're they can't be dethroned. Anyhow, Josh, Dan, and TJ have the best chat groups. Thank you so much. Speaking of Dan, that'd be Liberal Dan. Best show on the internet, by the way. I urge everyone to check out Liberal Dan Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Central Time, right here on the YouTubes. Mad Max says, I saw the Dead only once, and I know Jolie's a big Deadhead. Jolie's probably like, right now. But anyhow, Mad Max says, I saw the Dead only once in Fillmore West in San Francisco. Paula loved the light show, but not a Deadhead. I'm not a Deadhead either. But I'm not a Deadhead hater. Jolie says, I only wear tie-dyes too, Big Dog, and most of them are Grateful Dead shirts. William says that someone gifted him a Tennessee Brando membership. Well, that's nice. That was nice of him. Oh, look at there. Christina says, I just went on Jim Acosta's Substack and told you all said hi. Well, that's so cool of you to do that. Michael McAndrew says, I saw ELO a month ago in Detroit. It was nice. Yeah, I guess this is sort of like their farewell tour, I think. And I think it might have finished up. And I was thinking, though, I think ELO would be a great band for the Sphere. So if Jeff Lynne can muster up one more something, do a little residency over at the Sphere, I think that would be great. Because, gosh darn it, I wish I would have seen ELO. I mean, U2. U2, another great band that I love. I wish I would have. I should have just done it. The tickets were expensive, but I should have just done it. Dead and Company has been there. Fish has played there at the Sphere, and now the Eagles are playing there. And I like the Eagles. The Eagles were huge in the '70s. They pretty much owned the '70s, I think, when it comes to record sales and hit records. And I mean, they were huge. They were as huge as Taylor Swift is today, or whatever. They're just trying to put it into. People don't remember the Eagles, but the Eagles were huge. and they're playing now at the Sphere. But I gotta tell you, I mean, I'm not a huge Eagles fan per se, even though I did have a couple of Eagles albums back in the day. Um, I like the Eagles. I think they're fine. Look, I think I hit the dang thing again. Doggone it. And I think they're fine, but I really had no desire to see the Eagles. You know, I'm not itching to see the Eagles in concert. But everyone I picked up as a rideshare driver from the Eagles concert at the Sphere have just raved about it. Same way with Dead and Company. I mean, they put on these shows at the Sphere. Of course, these are fans. People, they're fans of those bands. Even Fish, and I'm not a Fish fan necessarily, but I mean all the Fish heads that I picked up. Is that what they're called? I don't know. They love that show. All the people who went to see U2, they all love that show. There's something about the Sphere, and I haven't gone inside. I need to buckle down and save up some coins or whatever and go to a show one of these days. I wish I would have gone to U2. Of all the ones there so far, I wish I would have gone to U2. But anyhow, I'm thinking like, who would be good to go there? I think Taylor Swift might be good to go there, except for the fact that it only holds 17,000 people, and she's at her point in her career where she can easily fill 100,000 seat arenas or whatever stadiums. Um, but I think ELO would be really cool at the Sphere. I could see an ELO being there, and if Roger Waters and Dave Gilmour could patch things up and actually do a proper Pink Floyd show, and not one do Roger Waters version and a Dave Gilmour version or whatever. If they could actually come together and do a proper Pink Floyd show, I think Pink Floyd would be awesome at the Sphere. But I guess that's never going to happen because Roger Waters, I didn't know he was like a maggot all these years. All these years, I thought he was being more satirical and not so autobiographical, if you know what I mean. But anyhow, so yeah, because that's the type of stuff I think about. I think about God and Jesus on the throne and the Holy Spirit flying around, and I think about who would be good at the Sphere. Those are basically the two things I think about all day. And ELO and Pink Floyd, if they could, like I say, get together, I think would be two great experiences at the Sphere. Who do you guys think would be good at the Sphere? And do you even know what the Sphere is? Some of you probably don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. So let me explain. The Sphere is a place. It's a new venue in Las Vegas, relatively new, just opened up a little over a year ago. It's a big giant sphere, and on the outside of it, they show these beautiful graphics that pop up. And on the inside, when you go in, it's these seats. That has a lot of seats, and basically there's a stage way down at the bottom, and then it has the whole entire basically thing is just full of video it's all video screens or whatever, and yeah, it's just supposed to be really, really cool. I wonder if I have something like that in my deal. I don't think I do. If I have anything with the Sphere in my little gallery here, probably not. Let me just check real quick. I guess I would. Why would I have it? Because this is basically all memes and shit, like political memes. But I just thought I might have it in here, but I don't. I don't. And I don't think I can. I wonder if I could bring anything up. Well, maybe I can. Hopefully, I'm still. Let me see if I can bring up the Sphere. I think I have a little video of it somewhere. Somewhere over the rainbow. Somewhere far. Do, 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 do. I need to have like some hold music while I'm looking for my Sphere video. I guess I could just sing "When You Wish Upon a Star." I don't know. See, I don't know all the words. That's why I need hold music. Ike's, no, 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 not that one. Um, do 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 do. My arm's getting tired. My arm is getting tired. I want to show you guys the sphere. I know I've got video of it somewhere. Somewhere over the rainbow. Where is the sphere? Do 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 do. Come on, sphere. Oh, my arm is getting so tired. Um. Ah, dang it! No, no, no. That's not what I want. Hopefully, I don't know. I gotta switch arms. I probably have it in a different folder. You know, I probably do. When you wish upon a star and you wonder where you are. Oh, where is it? Oh no, that's not the one. Let's see. Dang, this is crazy. There's so many videos. I gotta weed through these, and so I can find stuff easier. Oh my gosh! And then my arm gets tired. So tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Okay, well, the thing is, I know I've got a sphere video. I've got a few of them. I need to just make a sphere file. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Oh, shit. No! No, no, no. No. No! No. Damn it! Ah! I found it, and then I actually pushed the wrong thing, and then when I go back, it goes all the way back to the top. Ah! That is so frustrating. Now I gotta scroll all the way. All right, just forget it. Just forget it. I guess I'm not gonna do it. Do you guys want me to? If you want me to find the sphere video, let me know, and I'll go back to it. Uh, I don't even know what I did. Hopefully, I'm still on. Christina says I'm also on the Midas Touch Substack, Political Voices Network, Terra Dublin Substack, and Legal as Fuck. There you go, Christina. Marcia says I have a tie-dyed Jethro Tull T-shirt along with my Grateful Dead T-shirts. They've seen better days, but I'll never part with them. There you go. Oh, and I think did I mess up here? Or yeah, I did mess up a little bit. Josh, that's kind of scary. Pink Nightmare. Twaddle 106 says, Trucker John, please more truck driving live stream. Well, I would do that if I was still driving a truck, but I'm not driving a truck. Now I might get into that if I can't find better work or something, but I can only do that if I have a truck, and I'm actually truck driving, and I'm not. Twenty 106 Trucker John, please. Basically, the wrong two Beatles died first. Okay, let's. That's not necessary to say that. I mean, yeah. I mean, I wish John Lennon had. I mean, you can't say that. That's a horrible thing to say. There's nothing. What do you got against Ringo and Paul, for crying out loud? Come on. That's a horrible thing to say. William says not crazy about the Eagles, but I like Joe Walsh. Mad Mac Frankie goes to Hollywood. Man, relax. Don't do it when you want to suck it. Chew it. Relax. Don't do it when you want to come. Honest. Those are the words. I know. And I remember those words, and I was like, "Are they saying what I think they're saying?" Yeah. Mike H is here. Hey, Mike. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us here in the old driver's lounge. I haven't seen Mike in a while, so good to see you coming back over. Midas Kevin Anderson's here, and Midas Kevin says liked Bob Seger. Michael Bangandros, I've always loved San Francisco. I was born in Walnut Creek near San Francisco. It was great. I hope it's okay now. It was 67 years ago. I still have relatives living there. Roxanne Armfield's here. Hey, Roxanne. Thanks for joining us here in the driver's lounge. Roxanne says, not going to argue with you, 2116. You like who you like. Same for me. Yeah, we all like who we like. I'm just saying that no matter what, the Beatles, I think, are the greatest rock band in history. And I like Van Halen better. I like probably Springsteen better, or whatever. I don't know, but I mean, I'm still keeping the Beatles at the top of the heap. Josh likes Radiohead. Okay, fine. You can like whoever you want to like. I don't, just because I think the Beatles are the best doesn't mean Radiohead's not good. But I think Radiohead has a lot to be thankful for that the Beatles were around. Josh says, any of you guys know the band Tortoise? Nope, never heard of them. Sorry. Michael Andrews, I'm sorry, I don't know who Kendrick Lamar is. Kendrick Lamar, yeah, more of a recent, contemporary type of person. Roxanne, arguing over musical taste is pointless after a while, don't you think, Brooklyn? Like I said, hey man, everyone likes who they like. You can like whoever you like. I just think the Beatles are the greatest of all time. That's all. That doesn't mean that the Grateful Dead are bad. It doesn't mean the Stones are bad. I always did resent this thing about like you had to either be a Beatle fan or a Stones fan. You couldn't be both. And that I always thought that was bullshit. And that because that argument's been going on as long as I can remember. It's the same way with like they always do these comparisons where you can only like one and not the other. And I've always said that is complete horseshit. I like the Rolling Stones. I love the Rolling Stones. I think the Rolling Stones are one of the greatest bands of all time. They're not the greatest. In my opinion, it's the Beatles. The Beatles are the greatest band of all time. I love Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen, for many, many years, was my favorite artist between them and Van Halen. And what could get more different between Bruce Springsteen and Van Halen? I mean, those are very different styles of music as far as I'm concerned. But they're my two favorites. For sure. Up there, my favorites. U2's right there. The Beatles are number one, man, as far as being the greatest band. That doesn't mean Deadheads or Grateful Dead's bad. That doesn't mean the Eagles are bad or Tool or Rush. Those are all great fucking bands. Kendrick Lamar. I don't know about that guy, but hey, Klato's in here. Klato's in here. Hey, good to see you. Klato Barato Nico. Barney Thompson says I watched his part of the Juneteenth concert. It was fire, even for an old grandma like me. I'm mid-thread, so I don't know who you're talking about. Claudio Bradonico, why did Trump line say some ATCDI employees were not qualified to work on these jobs? No way in hell the ATC would let anyone not qualified to be responsible for people's lives. The answer to your question is because Donald Trump is a fucking asshole. who just is going to, his narrative is that the government is overrun and our country is overrun by DEI picks. That's his narrative, and he's sticking to it. And he's a dipshit, dumbass motherfucker for doing that. That's your answer. That's the answer. Hey, you got questions? Come Trucker John. I'll give you the answers. Even if I got to make them up, I don't know. Twata 106 says Bonnie Twata. Bonnie Thompson, there is now are just real. Okay, I'm mid-thread. I'm totally mid-thread on that one. Midas Kevin Anderson says Pinky Dinky equal bad man. Josh says, how about Ween? Any Ween fans? Nope, never heard of. I've heard of Weezer. Another band, one of my favorite bands of all time. Weezer. Does that mean the Beatles aren't the best of the best of all time? No. Nope. I love Weezer. I think they're a great band. And because I think the Beatles are the GOATs, the greatest of all time, that doesn't mean I don't like Weezer. I love Weezer. I love Weezer so much. Brooklyn 471. I want to be sedated. Ramones, another great band, just a great little punk garage band, that took over the world at one point. I'm scrolling on down. Nick Rich says there's some good rock bands today too. Yes, there are. Oh, yes, there are. Who's a good rock band? Who's a good? Now, yes, of course, there's some great rock bands. I like Cage the Elephant. I like 21 Pilots. Who's even more current than that? Because even those bands have been around for like 10 years now. So, what's even more current? I'm sure there's something more current than that that I like. Aaron West, Backstreet Boys versus yeah. That's the other thing. Yeah, one of those type of deals. But the thing about the Stones and the Beatles, there were people that actually believed that you couldn't like both. And I'm like, fuck you, I like both of them. I think Tarantino tries to put that shit in some of his movies, or at least in like Reservoir Dogs or something. And I know Tarantino, he's just trying to be, he has dialogue and he likes to have this dialogue. But some of that dialogue, that's Tarantino. I mean, that's his thoughts. And I love Tarantino. Tarantino's probably my favorite filmmaker. But still, I even have issues with Tarantino. And he's my favorite. See, that's how Trucker John rolls. Just because you're my favorite doesn't mean I agree 100% with you. All right? Pam J, who is the greatest male vocalist of all time? I still love Sinatra. Yeah, I guess. I'm not really into that kind of crooner music or whatever, the standards. But yeah, I mean, Frank Sinatra's a great, and there's a time and a place to listen to some Sinatra. But I'm just not really into that kind of music. But great crooner, I guess. Pam J, who is the greatest male? Oh, I just read that one. Paula says, "Gotta go, guys. I'm out of cream and coffee." Oh well, those are mainstays there. You better go get some more of those. Pam J says, John, we like all the same bands. Cool. That's cool. That's cool. Pam J, I love 21 Pilots and Cage the Elephant. Yeah, I think they're really good. Nick Rich, what about the band Tough Cookie and the Real Beard Guy? I know, Nick. I know. Poor Nick. Poor Nick's been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and he waited all that time waiting while I was trying to find the Sphere video or a picture. And all that time could have been spent with Tough Cookie, Jolie says there's an argument about you either like Fish or the Grateful Dead too. So silly, by the way. Fish sucks. Mike Hardman, Art Garfunkel had the most amazing voice. He's a great voice, great singer. Bad Mac, I stopped the world and meld with you. I stopped the world and meld with you. And I always add, for some reason, whenever I hear that song, I always add, like, I stopped the world and meld with you. Babe. I think I add babe or something. Whenever I sing it, for some reason, I add a little lyric at the end there. It's like, I stopped the world and meld with you. Babe. I like to put my little personal touch on things. But anyhow, it is getting late, and I probably should get going. But hey, not before old Tough Cookie comes out. You ain't going nowhere, Tucker John. You ain't going nowhere. Who's this guy over here? I got this guy over here. What the hell's going on? There's something down there, over there. Wow, got a full house in here today. Yeah, hey, you ain't going nowhere, Trucker John. With that old Tough Cookie. What the hell were you thinking? You ain't gonna end the show without me making my little appearance. That's right. You want to know who the greatest band of all time is, or musical act? What you really want to know who the greatest of all time is? Freaking Elvis Presley. What, you guys forgot about the king? Elvis Presley, the freaking king. That's right. Yeah, Elvis, he'd be like, ain't nothing but a hound dog. Oh, sleeping all the time. I mean, come on. Who doesn't love the king? Love me tender, love me true, or whatever. Or however it goes, I don't even know. But yeah, the king. My vote for the best of all time is Elvis. So screw all this Springsteen and the Beatles and all that shit. It's Elvis, man. It's Elvis, baby. All the way with Elvis. That's right. He's the king. Taking care of business. All that. Yeah. There you go. That's my vote. I'm sticking to it. None of this other talk. In fact, all I do is listen to Elvis. I don't even listen to anything else but Elvis. Elvis Presley all day long. It's Elvis Presley or nothing. I'd rather listen to nothing than something other than Presley. All right, that's how I roll. That's how I roll, people. That's how I roll, folks. The me and the king. Yep, I got my pink Cadillac convertible, and I'm just cruising up and down the strip, cranking Elvis all day long. Me and the king. That's how the Tough Cookie rolls. That's right. In case you were wondering. Just in case you were wondering. All right. I think that purple beard guy has got something to say. Who do you think he's gonna like? I bet it's gonna be like Liberace or something. Yeah. I bet you Paul the purple beard guy is like into Liberace or something, or what's the other dude? One of those dudes. I don't know. Who knows, right? Hey, Tough Cookie, screw you. I mean, Liberace, yeah, he's a great pianist, but no, I'm not. I'm more of a Elton John. Elton John is great. Another great artist, Elton John, Bernie Taupin, great team, great writing duo. So yeah, I'm more of an Elton John kind of guy, actually. So screw you, there, old Tough Cookie. Yeah, but and it doesn't. Hey, I like Elvis too, though. I'll listen to some Elvis, But yeah, Elton John. Um, Fleetwood Mac. I like a little Fleetwood Mac. Who doesn't love Fleetwood Mac? I mean, come on. That's my groove. That's probably my groove, man. Fleetwood Mac and Elton John. Leo Sayer, you know, right there. That's right up my alley, I'd say. Since we're talking about music, we got kind of musical today, I guess. But anyhow, I just wanted to say a quick hello and a quick goodbye. I know it's getting late in the hour. Trucker John also, just remember, is going to come on later on today at 3 p.m. So he really should, Trucker John, you really should end the show so you can take a little break in between. All right. So yeah, Elton John, man. Rocket Man. What was that about? Huh? What was that about? Rocket Man. Huh? There you go. Think about it. Think about it. All right. So that's so who I guess that sounds about right. You know, Tough Cookie's an Elvis guy, and Paul Purple Beard guy, more of an Elton John guy. I think that sounds about right. And I like both of them. Hey, Elvis, I love Elvis myself, but you know, like I'm saying, Beatles, greatest of all time. But there you go. So yeah, like I said, or like Paul was saying, that's probably should probably end the show. We're going to come back on. Today is Thursday, as far as I know. House Sparks will be coming on at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So we're going to do a little pre-show hangout at 3 p.m. Pacific time, right here on this very same channel, right here, YouTube. Come on back at 3 Pacific time. We'll hang out. I'm going to get you guys all loose and ready to go. And so that when Hal comes on, man, you're fired up. You're gonna be all fired up, and you're gonna be like, Yahoo! Yahoo! Trucker John sent us in here. That's what you're gonna do too, right? In the chat, you're gonna go, Yahoo! Trucker John sent us here, or something of this nature. So that'll be at 3 p.m. So I'll see you guys then. Let's take a little break. Let's go regroup, get some lunch, if you got some errands to do, let's do that. You know, take care of it. And then in about 3 hours and 36 minutes, we'll be back on for an hour little warm up show. All right, guys, you guys were great. We got 36 watch and 77 thumbs ups. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. We got a couple of new subscribers today, so thank you to the new folks that are here, and hope to see you back again. Like I said, we'll be back at 3 my time, whatever time zone you're in. Make sure you adjust accordingly. And I guess that's it. Pam J going to listen to some Leonard Cohen now. Yeah, Leonard Cohen, another a great poet that put poems to music type of a deal. Who doesn't love Hallelujah, 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 or whatever. And all right, before I get reading the chat again, I should go ahead and just say that we're into the show. So as tradition, I always do a little word of wisdom type of thing that hopefully will help you in your life. And I do see at the closing bell here, Pam J with a $5 super sticker. Thank you so much, Pam J. I do appreciate you. Thanks for that. Always appreciated. Helps the show out and everything else. But anyhow, as I was saying, get your pad, get your pencil or pen out. Time to write. It's time to write, folks. This is the writing portion of the show where you write down this word of wisdom or words of wisdom. Okay, you don't want to miss this. You ready? Here we go. So just make sure that
well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hostile of Easter, baby, couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, it's time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again.
Trucker John, on the road he rides, live streaming all through the nights. From politics to pop culture he speaks. No topic is off limits, nothing is weak. From Vegas to the highways, he'll never tire, shouting about food, talking about desire. He's the rebel of the asphalt, the king of the night. With a microphone in his hand, he's ready to ignite. Freedom is his fuel, passion in his soul. Gotta express himself, gotta take control. Moving through the country, keeping it real, no filter, no holding back, nothing to conceal. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, see the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. Apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free.